Hello, everyone. Welcome to another What's New Wednesdays. I'm Will, your host. Next to me here is Andrew, our other host and editor of the show. And we're trying to do this more regularly, again, just because we haven't been putting out regular videos other than these. So, just because of scheduling. And it's getting a little better for me. I still don't know what my next couple weeks look like. And it sounds like that's going to be a real mystery for a while. So, this could be interesting. Um, so I'll do my best to stick with you guys. So far, I'm going to try to keep Wednesdays open so I can switch back to my third shift scheduling and kind of get back on that schedule. So no, not a big deal. But yeah, Andrew, you've been working your way, getting your computer straightened out, and getting that back to good, which has been interesting. That's been a journey of in itself. Um,
Yeah. Well, thanks to the parts that you sent me, I think I finally got her
oh
stable.
yes.
So I'm hoping that once we get back into videos, that'll streamline my editing process where I don't have to worry about it
Oh yeah.
shutting down in the middle of a render.
Oh
So we're
god.
crossing our fingers and
We
hoping
got this.
that things are going to go better. I'm excited. I had a good test on it yesterday, and so far it seems to be doing better. So
Oh.
that'll make it. Yeah, we're like I
That's
said,
awesome.
we're looking at a lot of rebranding for next
Oh
year.
yeah.
Maybe a few more features that we're going to try to bring you. But in the meantime, we can at least talk to you each week and give you some update.
Right. And see what's
And
up.
we're still getting the views coming in, so
Yeah.
I'm happy about
We're
that.
doing great on views, which is awesome. I'm really thankful that everybody's been just checking out our videos, leaving comments, letting us know what you like, what you don't like, what worked for you, what didn't work for you. Somebody was just saying they were going to purchase the Polaroid camera and test it out because they watched the review. They were looking for something similar. I'm hoping it
Oh,
worked good
nice.
for the guy. I definitely stated this before. For 4K, the video is very choppy. You're getting 10 frames at best, unfortunately. So it's real chug a lug, but man, those pictures look great. And then, but with the HD film, it actually does a great job, and I thought it kept up really well. The image stabilization was much better. Um, so definitely
Well, let
something to
us
keep
know.
in mind. Yeah, let us know how that worked out for
Yeah, if you're
everybody.
watching this, tell if you bought it, come back to our channel and tell us what you thought
Yeah.
after you get one.
Yep.
So
I may be
we
ordering
look
another
forward to
one
hearing from
soon,
you.
so we'll see how that goes. I'm not sure if I'll stick with another Polaroid. I saw a couple other ones on the shelf at the store the other day, and I was like, maybe my next check I might have some spare cash to throw around at a camera again. So we'll see. Um,
Yeah,
we'll see.
I might have to get one.
I know you might
We'll
have to.
see.
They're pretty awesome, and you can be pretty handy. I was riding like now the weather's getting kind of cold. It's a little harder to get outside, but man, I used to love just bringing that
Hey,
thing everywhere I went.
I'm still out
He's
here.
still
I'm out at
outside.
Lake Michigan. It's a little rainy. It's a kind of misty,
It
but you
is,
know
yeah.
what?
It,
I'm okay with it.
it's not
So,
a terrible temperature. I think we're still in like the upper 50s, lower 60s, which is surprising for this time of year. It's not usually that warm. And I think tomorrow they're saying
no.
70s or something, so that's actually kind of nice. But
Yeah,
we'll
we're in
see.
the 50s.
We'll see.
By the time it gets cold up here, they'll have the igloos back up, so I'll be streaming
Oh,
again from
that's right. I
those,
forgot
which will be
about those.
fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
That'll be
I
helpful.
can't believe, oh God, it's already been a year since those were up. That's
Right.
insane.
Right? Crazy. Awesome. So, now you had an interesting story for us about a lost camera from what 1937. I think is what
Yeah.
our article states here. Um, Here, let me pull up the picture for you guys so you can see what this thing looked like when it was originally found. It looks like a rock. Like I don't even know how they found that thing. Like
Well,
if I'm
the
walking through the
article
forest or jungle or
Well, the
whatever.
article goes into depth about that. They knew roughly where they were when they dropped the extra camera
Okay.
gear,
Okay.
mainly because it was just too heavy for them to continue in with their excursion.
It does say it was hundreds of
So
pounds
they
of gear, apparently.
exactly.
So yeah, that's a lot.
But I think it was in August they
hmm
did an expedition to try to find this gear because they knew roughly where it was,
Yep.
and they had a good idea of where to start, but they weren't entirely sure exactly where it was. And when
Right.
you go out to a glacier to look for a bunch of camera gear, That's a needle in a haystack right there.
It really is, and it looked like it. I mean,
But
yeah, look at that photo. That's a needle in a haystack. I don't know where to start down
yeah,
there.
but apparently what helped them was one of the researchers recognized and noticed that other debris
Oh,
left over
okay,
had moved along with the glacier
right.
that it was on,
That
so
makes
it
sense.
shifted. So you do the math, you figure out how long the
From here to
glacier
here or whatever. Yeah.
how far it moves over the years, you can
Sure.
kind of calculate where something that might have been on top of it back in the 30s,
Right.
where it would be now,
Right. Right.
based on what we know of how the glacier moves. And they did that, and lo and behold, they found it.
Right.
And I mean, it, I'm really excited to see what comes out of this because they did find old film rolls and film sheets,
Right.
and they're going to try, if they are capable of doing so, if they're not deteriorated enough, they're going to try to develop these images so we can actually see all of these photos that the original expeditioners captured
Right.
on their trip.
Right.
So I'm really, really excited. That I almost said exhibitionists, and that's
Ex-
an entirely different
yeah,
thing.
not what we're talking about.
So no, well, you never know.
I
If
guess
you're
in.
bored in the middle of a glacier, then you know what? Have fun.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Oh man, I love it.
I always love seeing old photos, or
Yeah,
there's
it's gonna
there's an
be.
entire I'll find the link and we'll put it in the description. There's an entire website where they recover old rolls of film and post the
Oh, that would
photos
be cool.
just to preserve, like someone donates it to them, says, "Yeah, I found 8 rolls of film
Right.
in my great grandfather's closet. I'll ship them to you and you can do whatever."
Sure, sure, that makes
It's
sense.
preserving a little bit of history, and it's really cool to look into. I mean, they're forgotten memories,
Right.
basically. It's that
I mean,
if they didn't
that's pretty awesome.
get these roles,
You need that.
we never see these stories. It might
Right.
just be a photo of you know, a family at Christmas in the 50s. We don't know until these people just send them their rolls of film and say, "Have fun."
Seriously,
You know,
I'm
it's
hoping. I'm sure they'll get something out of it.
I would think so. Probably not the best quality.
That's the
It
problem.
really
Yeah.
depends on. Luckily, if they're in that environment
Right.
where everything freezes quickly, where it's preserved just by the ice and the cold,
Exactly. Yeah.
that it might be preserved, and we're hoping for that.
So we'll see.
So,
Hopefully, we'll have some
w-
more news for you guys about this in the next couple of weeks or months about pictures that they finally got some developed or whatever from this. Would be kind of cool. Now that they've got it all dug
mhm.
out and in the lab and cleaned up and ready to go. I'm excited.
And that's a long process.
Oh God, yeah,
You
that's
have
gonna
to
be
be
a while.
very, very careful. It's
Uh,
basically an archaeological expedition,
yeah, pretty much.
and
Yeah.
they have to treat it as
Hmm.
such.
Hmm.
And I'm sure that camera right there is going to be in a museum someday.
I would not be surprised. I would really be shocked if it's not. But yeah, it's so cool. I think that's
Hmm.
really exciting. I don't know. I mean, it's not. It's just amazing that it's been so long already, and I mean that there's some way we could possibly get all that stuff out and then take the pictures and develop that all is just so cool. So cool. What an awesome story. Hopefully, we'll get some of those pictures and help share the stories of what they were taking, where they went, what they were doing out there, and all that fun stuff too. So exciting. Um, should we jump to some internet memes before I drop our fake news for the day?
Sounds good to me.
Let's do this. So I think the first one is one of yours. Let me take a look here. Yes, yes. So this is one of yours.
I love this one.
I don't know why this is so funny to me, but Scoobaroo. I just love it.
I want to know the story behind how that Subaru ended up in the lake
that's what
to
I'm
begin
wondering
with.
too.
And given the look of it, like,
uh,
it's hard to tell. I'm pretty
yeah, there's no
I
license
don't know.
plate
Correct
visible,
me if I'm wrong.
unfortunately. So,
It looks like it might be in WRX or one of
oh
their more
right,
sporty models.
yeah, one of the couped models probably. I think is what you're going with there. Yeah, I mean it's got
I
that high
I think.
spoiler, but
I
that's
mean,
got to be aftermarket.
yeah, it's got the wing. Oh, it's definitely an aftermarket wing. So it's probably some idiot that tried something and
Ooh,
failed.
black
And
eyes.
uh, But yeah, Scoobaroo. That
Scoobaroo.
I laughed. I literally laughed out loud when I saw that
Oh,
one.
this does remind me. There was a James Bond. I want to say it was like Moonraker or Octopussy or something where they had. It wasn't a Scoobaroo, but it could kind of go off into the
It
water
was
and
a car
transform
that
into a submarine.
a boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't remember which movie that was, but that was a thing. That's
it
for
was an
sure.
actual thing. I mean, they didn't actually make a car that could do that. They had like I think they said
Oh, they
six different
actually.
cars that they had to film and do different parts. Like one's going in the water, one was being like
Mhm.
had the fins coming out, and another one had like the other fans turning on and stuff. And but eventually they had like one that was fully working that they actually drove around under the water, and that was the final one
And
you
somebody
see.
recreated that in the last decade or so
Yes.
that actually worked.
Yep. It
So,
is possible now, but yeah, back when they filmed that like 50 years ago, that it was just a dream of technology. Now we're actually almost we could probably do something like that pretty easily. Anyway, Scoobaroo. Maybe that's the next thing that'll be coming out from our local our local people. Next one
honestly,
here.
Subaru needs to make that car,
Seriously, they do.
and they need to call it the Scoobaroo. And I
The Scoobaroo
like
submerge.
jump on that marketing, jump on that,
Oh my
or
god, yeah.
copyright that name before anybody else does.
Oh, that is so funny. I love it though. Here, I'll throw one of mine out. This has been a good one for me lately. I don't know why I find this cat in the picture is just so funny. Home Alone, and
Hmm.
someone knocks at the door. Who is that? Oh wait, I ordered food. I mean, that's
Yep,
normally
yep.
what it is. Um,
It's like, oh, I forgot that I.
I didn't have anybody. I didn't tell nobody where I lived. Who's at the door? What's going on here? I just that face, the cat. I love this. Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but yeah, when I'm alone at home, especially, holy crap, ran or people turning around your driveway. Oh no, I'm getting my gun. What are you doing? Which I don't even have a driveway, but people park out front all the time, so I'm always like, who are you? What are you doing out there? Stupid neighbors.
The food that you talked like, oh, I ordered food. Have you seen the movie Host?
I think so. That sounds
It's
familiar.
one of the newer. During the pandemic, they took some of. There was this one director. I can't remember his name. I'll have to find it so we can post it for you
Right,
guys.
right.
They posted. It was using Zoom recordings
Oh, I did see
instead of
that.
found footage.
Yeah.
And the whole premise is these people in lockdown um, do a Zoom meeting with a medium to try to talk to spirits.
Right, right.
I'm pretty sure it was Host. He's done a few other
Yeah, it was
ones.
called Host. Yep,
Um,
yep, you're right.
yeah, but there's one scene,
Huh.
mildly spoilerish,
Okay.
perhaps,
Okay.
but not really.
Okay.
Like the medium, like they're like, if you're here, spirits, knock on the door or or
Right.
make your
Make a
presence
sound or
known.
something. Yeah.
And then her door, boom, boom, and everybody freaks
Of
out,
course.
and she goes to the door, comes back a minute later. It's like, I'm so sorry, guys. I forgot I ordered food. It was supposed to be here before the meeting, but it just arrived.
Oh
So
yes,
it's
I
kind
love
of
it. I can't believe I called
check out
that.
the movie though.
Oh
I mean,
yeah,
it's a
yeah.
fantastic movie. It was actually one of the better ones that I've seen, and it's a different concept,
Right.
taking instead of found footage like old Blair Witch,
Right.
where it's on
Right.
a camcorder. Now it brings it into the 21st century when everybody is recording their Zoom calls and
Right.
everything is. So that was
A
it was
little
an interesting concept,
yeah.
and I
I'm sure
think
it's just
they
different
played
enough.
into it pretty good.
Right.
Uh, he did another one which was pretty good, had a lot of jump scares. I'm trying to remember the name of that one. Dash Cam.
Oh yes. Maybe that was the one I saw.
That was
That was kind of
Dash
weird.
Cam
That
was
was like Blair
interesting.
Witch,
That
I
was like
think.
live streaming.
Yes, yes. Okay. And it's a girl and
Mhm.
a guy or something and they go out in the woods and
Yeah, my
oh
only
my
issue
god,
with
that
that,
was
like the movie was pretty
yeah, it
solid,
really wasn't
but
terrible, but
But well, the woman that plays the main character in that, she is an actual online personality.
Yeah.
And in the movie, it's trying to parody the whole
Mm-hmm.
um, right wing MAGA movement because
Right.
she is an online personality and she thinks she's awesome and wears the red MAGA hat. But when you're watching this, because it shows up as if it's an actual live stream
Right.
on YouTube or something, she only has like 70 followers or
Yeah.
70
She
people
doesn't have a
watching
ton
her.
of people watching her.
So it's like, you're tiny. And, but then when shit hits the fan and it goes
Then
viral, you see
she's yeah.
the numbers just skyrocket.
Mm-hmm.
And it was an interesting concept, but I do believe that Host
It sounds
uh,
like it.
did a much better job of bringing that found footage horror film
Right.
into the 21st century, especially with Zoom and lockdown
Right.
and
Right.
Twitch and all of that. So
Cool.
give them both a look.
Right. Right.
You're gonna, like
Let
I
us know
said,
what you guys
with
think.
dash cam, you're gonna if you have a good head on your shoulders, you're gonna hate the main character, and I think you're
Oh,
kind of
right.
supposed to.
Yeah, you are supposed to.
But
Yeah.
Host did a much better job, I
Well, she's
think.
just really
So
annoying, like just in general, and just naggy. And I know that's just like again, it's just part of that persona, but she takes it to almost like a level of hilarity almost for the
yes,
viewer, and I think that kind of pulled me back from some of the scarier moments because I was using her hilarity as a comic relief kind of thing, and her hystericalness. So that was again, it's not it really does a good job, but yeah, I haven't seen Host yet, so I'll have to take a watch of
yeah,
that and
check
see
it
how
out.
it compares.
And
So
the coolest thing about Host was it actually was filmed over
the
Zoom or
COVID
whatever
lockdown,
app they were using.
right, right.
So everybody was isolated. They were filming things in their
Right,
apartments.
which is cool.
It
Yeah.
and that adds to a lot of like your low budget practical effects. Like if the spirit pulls her across the room in a chair, she's got to have someone there with a rope pulling her
right.
to make it look realistic. And very creative use of all of these practical effects in a time where we didn't have access to studios
Right.
or good lighting or good mics. It was just, this is what you would see if you were actually in that Zoom meeting watching.
Right.
So I praise them on the ingenuity and creativity.
Yeah. That sounds awesome. I'll have to check that out for sure and let you guys all know. Okay, now your next meme here, we might have to read parts of this because I can't blow it up and get the proportions right for the window, so I just have it shrunk down so you guys can see the whole thing. So here's how it looks. Uh, Obviously, it's Superman and Lois Lane flying through the air, but Facebook's like, hey, by the way, do you want to tag Clark Kent?
Facial recognition on
Yeah.
Facebook, and she spits out her coffee because it realizes that Superman is Clark Kent, and she never thought about
She
that.
was like,
And
what?
I love the look on her face of just dumbfounded. What the hell am
Oh
I
my
looking at?
god. I absolutely love that one. It actually took me a second to figure out what I was looking at this. I was like, what am I supposed to figure out? Like, we already knew. Oh, she didn't know that. Oh, like,
Yep.
I don't know why it took me forever to figure that one out. And the facial recognition part. And it's funny because I just saw something on TV about that, how they're saying how it's slowly getting, facial recognition is slowly getting better. And it's getting harder for people to, like, like fake it and stuff. And you can still buy like the LED glasses that have the little lights and things that will totally fool most facial recognition software because it just does not understand what it is looking at. You don't normally have lights beaming out of your face or infrared and random colors and stuff. So that you can really throw a computer for a loop pretty easily if you're really trying to avoid getting seen by cameras and stuff. But it's so obvious to everybody else that that's what you're trying to do that
Well,
it's kind
that's
of
the
hard to make it
thing.
look cool.
They have clothes or masks that have geometric patterns that are
Yes.
supposed to disrupt it,
Yep.
and people always go on about, oh well, you got to be careful because anything you post, the government's going to have your photo now.
Oh.
And my favorite reply to that though is, Have you ever heard of driver's
Oh,
licenses?
right, right.
They already have your photo.
They've had your photo
So it
for a
really
long
doesn't
time.
matter.
Like, did you go to a public school? Oh man, that's another way to look at it. Um, I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah,
yours coming up is
yeah,
awesome.
this is a good one.
I love this
So
one.
one of my friends posted this one recently this last week, and it gave me a real good laugh. I don't even know
I've seen
why.
this a few times.
It's so I don't know. It just is so funny. I've seen this a few times over the years, and I think it's because Dollar General's getting cheaper, as the years go on. So this just
Well, it's just
amplifies it more.
it, yeah. Shitty ass car with the markings of the general,
Yep.
and they just call it the dollar. I love it.
The
That
Dollar
was
General, the O1 on it, and it's like a crappy. It looks like an old Ford Pinto, which it might be, but I don't know what version this was, like the hatchback version or something. They don't have any of the symbols, so I can't really tell. I'm sorry if you guys know what this is. Please tell me. Apparently, so it's
yeah.
weird.
I
This is
don't
a
know
weird one.
that
Um,
it looks
but it
it
just
looks more European in style,
that's the
honestly.
other problem is that I wasn't sure if it was even a U.S. car or not. Obviously, they're trying to do like a knockoff of like the old school like derby races and stuff in the car. I just absolutely love that though. It's so funny. And it's almost like if you work at the Dollar General, this is what you get for working there for 20 years. Here's your car. This is what you get to drive to work every day. Oh man.
It doesn't have airbags. It might have seatbelts, but
Right.
we can't guarantee it.
Can't
Have
guarantee
fun.
it. Might burst into flames. Not really sure about that either, though. Like, just not 100%. So, okay. So, I got one last thing for you guys here today. This one I found just a couple of days ago. This just came out. And this is not a real iPhone yet. Because, they're definitely working on something. But there is a fake foldable iPhone. And apparently my video is not playing for some reason. I don't know what happened to the
Now,
file.
is it fake? Fake, as in someone
There
just
it is.
uh, did a CGI, or did they try
Oh
to
no.
actually engineer
No,
this in their own
this
lab?
is legitimately real, except for the fact that like this guy's not going to be mass producing these or making these in his factory at home for you guys to order or buy, unfortunately. So that's the downside here. That's where it's technically fake, is that you can't go purchase this somewhere. You could make this yourself. He actually has a really detailed video on YouTube that breaks down exactly all the challenges he went through actually making this phone work, because it is an actual, it's mostly iPhone, but how he got the fold is actually from the Motorola Razr flip phone that just recently came out. So he took that Razr hinge and is using that here in the photo, which I actually think it looks more like the Z Flip 2 hinge. This is really similar because it actually folded inwards like that and kind of curled the screen. But so did the Razr. So a bunch of phones did that back
Yeah.
then. It's a lot safer for your screen. Apparently, this is not
So
as durable as it looks, though. And
I'm sure it's
yeah,
not.
normal days
He
use
made
would
it
just
up.
tear this apart.
So this dude literally kit bashed a phone.
Yes, yes. And then he jailbroke the software to make it look like an iPhone and run iPhone software. And for the most part, it works. He did have to shrink the battery down, so it's half the original battery size that you'd get in an iPhone. So it's going to have terrible life. And they had to shave off about 20 layers of the screen because there's like 30 some layers. So they had to shave off a bunch of layers of the screen. And apparently they had to do that like a bunch of times, like dozens and dozens of times to get it just right for this image that we're seeing here. So it's not as easy as it seems, and I'm sure they spent way more money on this project than they imagined just to get this kind of funky looking iPhone. I actually think it looks kind of cool, but you can tell how cheap this thing looks. It's a little too bulky and it's a little too frail. Like when they have it all the way open, the screen is still curved and bent. You can see him scrolling on it there. It doesn't look amazing, but it looks cool enough that I feel like people would actually try to go buy this and be like, well, wait a minute, I want one of these. Especially with all the Samsung Z Flip, the 4, which I think is the newest one that's out now, actually looks pretty good, and they
Mhm.
have some amazing Black Friday deals, so you can check those out. They're pretty much giving those away right now. So if you're looking for
No,
foldable phones, they
honestly,
have them. But
I honestly don't think that Apple's going to go to the foldable
you don't think they'll do the foldable phone?
design.
Yeah, I'm not really
I
sure how they'll do it. I think they might do
well,
something with an
I
expanding
don't know.
screen or something like that. But I don't know what they're gonna do. They've had all kinds of patents that they've thrown out over the last about 5-10 years of all kinds of rolling and folding and crushing and smashing and
Well,
bending
yeah,
and but they haven't
I'm
released
sure
anything that
they've
does
worked
anything.
on it.
Like, you know?
I don't think they're going to because I don't think it's going to be as big of a hit
Right,
that originally they thought it was when people started coming out with folding phones. People thought, "Oh, this is the next
right.
big thing in phones," and nobody really cares about them now. A few people have them, probably
Now,
because they got good deals on it through their
right,
provider, but
right.
I don't I don't see this gaining traction, and
Yeah,
Apple is not a company that's going to go into something just for the novelty. They're going to go
exactly.
into it
I mean, they used
to
to, but
make
not
so that
anymore.
every single user is
Yes.
going to buy their phone. And I don't think people are going to do that.
Right, and I don't think so either. I think Apple would do something more like we'd see on the Avenue 5 show. If anybody's been watching that, that's an HBO series show. Give that a check.
I just watched the first
Did
episode.
you?
I love
Oh, it's so good. I
I
won't spoil anything for you, but there is a piece of
good.
technology that I think in this futuristic show that easily could become part of everyday life. And it is technically the phones that they have in this futuristic environment are actually like
Hmm.
foldable wristbands. It's all one big screen and it's about maybe an inch and a half wide. And then they can fold that off into a phone and use it regularly. And you'll see that in the show. They'll pop it on and off their wrist all the time. They'll be doing stuff, calling people.
That's awesome.
And so I think that is the future of folding technology is going to be going to more of a fashionable functionality and less of a really cool gimmick. You know what I mean? Look at how cool it is. I can watch a screen and flip it open. And it's not going to be like that as much in the future. It'll be more like, wow, I look good and this is functional and fashionable. I love this. I want that, you know? So,
It's a good show. I like I said,
good
I've only
show.
watched one episode, but I want to finish I want to keep going with it cuz
Definitely. Definitely.
their comedy is on spot and Hugh
Hugh
Laurie
Laurie, God,
just
he's awesome.
he steals he hams it up and steals every scene that he's in. He's
Seriously,
brilliant in it.
just wait. The
So,
rest of season one is just a ball. There's only one
oh, I
episode
can't
that was
wait.
actually kind of hard for me to watch, and I won't spoil anything, so I'm not going to give it away. But yeah, when you get done with season one, come back and chat with me about it because yeah, there was a couple episodes that were just like
Definitely.
nails on chalkboards, pretty much like not being able to watch. But they try to keep it pretty accurate with like real life science and stuff, which is one reason why they get stuck in space for so long. And they explain it really, really well. But the people on
Mhm.
board are too dumb to figure it out. So it is so funny.
Surprise. It's like Lost in
Oh,
Space meets Wally.
yes! Oh my god, yes! That is such a good way of putting it. Only Wally can talk now. So it's
Only, yeah, Wally can talk, and the captain is Doctor House.
yes. And he gets so much better too. Like I'm into season two
Oh,
now.
I'm excited.
Oh, it's
How
so
many
good.
seasons are there?
There's only 2 seasons, and season two is airing every. It's airing right now. Every Monday, I think 10 p.m. There's a new episode, so really good so far. I'm loving season two a little better than season one. Actually, there's a lot more development. Things get way crazier. So
I
yeah.
will check it out. I gotta catch up on Quantum Leap first, but
Oh
then I'm gonna check
yes,
that
yeah.
out.
Quantum Leap's
Have
another
you
good
been
one.
watching the new one?
Yes, I've seen 2 episodes of Quantum
Oh,
Leap, and I actually really like
keep
it. It's
going.
actually really good. I'm surprised how much I enjoy it. It's a little
It
corny.
it
It's a little.
well, it is, but it holds true to the
It
original.
does,
I
and
know
that's
that
why I like it.
it was my dad's it was my dad's favorite
Oh,
show,
cool.
and
Okay. Okay.
I grew up, I would watch the original with
Right.
him. So hearing that they're bringing it back
Oh,
and
why
the
not?
references to the
Right.
old show
Right.
is just so much nostalgia. And my dad loves it even.
Yeah.
So if him being a hardcore old school Quantum Leap fan likes it, they didn't try to make it the old show. They
Right.
tried to keep uh the same style, the same ethos, the same just what the show actually
Yeah, I
was,
thought
and they
it
did a
was.
very, very good job.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy. They could have screwed it up so bad,
Right,
and they
right.
didn't.
They did a great job, I thought, holding true, like you said, to that original, like not
Oh,
only just the
keep
theme and the
watching.
plot, but the people. Again, I have a long ways to go there. I'm trying to catch up on all that. I'll probably go put that on right now.
Oh,
But anyway,
yeah, it gets
um,
so good. You're gonna love it.
but yeah, so check out our suggestions there for what to watch on this Wednesday. And Avenue 5 again every Monday. Quantum Leap, I think, is Wednesdays, isn't it? Or is it
Mondays too.
Mondays too? Okay, so probably Mondays at
Yep,
like what 7 or 8 or something like that. Probably a little earlier.
something like that.
Probably 8 or 9,
You can.
depending on your time
It
zone.
is on. I think it's on. It every week on NBC.
Oh,
If you
nice.
have
Okay,
Peacock Plus, you
Peacock. Yep.
can watch it on there as well.
Cool. Cool.
So that's where I watch
So
it.
that's how I watch it as well.
So
So yeah, yeah. And I've been watching Avenue Q on HBO, and they do lock them
Avenue
down.
what?
I'm sorry, Avenue 5, not Avenue
Avenue
Q.
Q is something
That
quite
is a
different.
totally different
I'll
Broadway
still watch
musical.
Avenue Q though, because
Avenue Q
Avenue
is
Q is
hilarious.
incredible.
Yes, great musical. Not what I was talking about there. Avenue 5 is on Mondays at 10 p.m. You can watch it on HBO Max if you guys have that and you don't want to stream it or watch it any other way. But anyway, host I think is on. Shoot, I just had that pulled up. Give me a second here. Shoot, I want to say it was Netflix, but it might have been Hulu. Looks like you can
Prime?
stream it with Sling. Let's see where to
Oh, I
watch.
can't remember where we watched it on.
I thought it was Hulu, but maybe it's not.
I
Oh, Shutter.
thought
Shutter has it right now. You can also get it on
it's on
AMC
somewhere else.
Plus,
Yeah.
Roku
Oh, that's
Premium, DirecTV, Shutter Amazon channel has it. So Amazon Prime, essentially, you could probably get
we
it.
would have watched it on AMC Plus
Yep.
because I have that for some other
Yep.
shows.
So there you
So
go. So yep. So if you have any
that's
of
where
those, you
we
can watch the
watched the
host.
new Doctor Who stuff on
Oh
AMC
yeah,
Plus.
nice. Well, see, they have most of that. Well, they had most of it on HBO. I don't know if they have the newest stuff, but that was different. Anywho, but yeah, thank you all for tuning in today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let us know what you guys think. Throw us some comments. Leave us an email. Hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We're on all of them. Or check out our source links below. I'll post all that down if you want to start ripping about your Motorola Razr and turn it into a fake iPhone, or try to go searching for 1935 cameras. We got some good articles for you. So, um, thanks again for everybody for tuning in. I am Will, your host, and we will see you guys all next week. Take it easy, everybody.